You're logged on to UStreamRadio.com, bringing you the finest independent music and urban talk radio. Thank you for logging on. Thank you for tuning in. Let's get this thing going.
Just got through watching a very exciting edition, the season finale of season 3 to Scandal. Yours truly, Don McKay, in here with Pebbles. How you doing?
Fine. How are you?
Good. Very excited about the episode that we just got through enjoying. Before we get into the details of this show, what were your overall thoughts of the show? You give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
I'll give it a thumbs up.
Okay. You hesitated there.
Yeah, because I wanted to give it 2 thumbs up because it was some shocking moments, some things I didn't expect.
Right. I definitely have to. I have to agree with you there. Very explosive episode. But in the Twitter universe, some people are questioning whether or not the show is coming back. As of this recording, it has not been announced by ABC if it will renew it for another season. But if the viewing, the viewership, as they like to say, is any indication, last week's show, 9 million viewers. Of course, we are not able to report on the viewership for today's show, obviously, because it just happened. But just to give you an idea of the amount of people that tune in on a daily basis, this not even including the DVR. So do you think that it's coming back? Well, I mean, let's before, like I said, before we get into the show, let's talk a little bit about this. The show cannot happen with Olivia, or do you think that the show can happen without Olivia?
I don't think it can happen without Olivia.
Well, let's look at the reality of this. She should be due to have the baby very soon. Is that about right?
Yes, that is about right.
All right, so this is her first child. She's due to have a baby soon. She can't just come right back to work in a month or two. So she's going to need time. If you're the creator of this show, huh?
Realistically speaking, mothers only get 6 to 8 weeks anyway.
But that's true. But what if you're a mother who can afford to take longer? You would, right?
Now, of course, but if she loves what she's doing, she's also capable of paying someone to have the baby either on set, in her trailer, at her home, until she goes and handles business. How long did Beyonce wait until she got back to work?
I mean, she didn't. I think she waited quite a while because she shot everything ahead of time before she started to get too pregnant, and she started working on music and nobody really knew. And then she just, bam, busted out with an album. But it definitely, she didn't go on tour right after that. And she didn't shoot any music videos for a while. But I think it will be interesting. I think that as we get into the story, I think we can talk about some of the possible routes that they can take. The show opened up with Olivia at the hospital with her father, who, had been stabbed by the mother. And the doctors claimed it was a miracle that she was alive. There were some very touching moments between Olivia and her father. It seemed really like her father was shedding his quote-unquote monster persona and really being the father that a lot of women want. What were your thoughts?
He was being phony. I felt like.
Did you think that all along?
Not all along. I wanted to believe that he was being genuine and wanting to help her. Right. I did, but when I saw that, I was just like, this man is so phony. What is he up to? He's up to something. Those were my thoughts. Like, really, he's definitely up to something.
When he was still in the hospital, you thought that?
Yeah, because whenever he's being nice,
I agree. I for one thought maybe There's the possibility that he is on the up and up. And maybe for this one time, he is going to do the right thing. But as we find out later, that may have not been the case. On the front of the church, as it relates to the church, Cyrus, of course, aware that the church had a bomb in it. He held the president up so he would not make it to the event before the bomb exploded. And he was completely prepared to let the building blow up with all those people in there because, of course, that would secure the election. Jake, came in and they eventually evacuated the building. What did you think about that? That move, I guess, from Cyrus first.
Well, Cyrus has been sneaky and underhanded the whole time. He really wanted Sally still be in that building, but it turned around the other way. It went in Sally's favor because she made it out, and then she looked like a hero. She was helping,
right.
And she used her religion, and up in the charts she went in the polls. So he tried. It didn't work, but he tried to.
It backfired. Yeah, it definitely backfired. And she, like you said, she turned the whole thing in her favor. She really acted like she was helping victims. Her, campaign guy ripped her sleeve, and she had some dirt on her. And while she gave her speech and helping people, President off.
Yes, they took over the full. First it was a split screen, then they took the whole.
Yeah, that was just amazing the way that happened. And the election really seemed like it was gone. It was gone to Sally. Usually it's the case with this show, nothing is ever what it seems. And
right.
As the polls went up, her campaign manager just feeling himself, and Cyrus and Olivia and even the president all conceded to the fact that the election was lost. Did you think that it was really over?
I looked at the time on my cell phone, and I said, this is not over. This is not over. Something else is going to happen.
Yeah, they still got more time and they just haven't. Yeah. Well, that's true, and they did, and some more things happened. But before we get to the election news, Olivia has always, maybe not always, but for some time, her and Fitz have had this dream of going to Vermont, moving in that, that house or whatever. And he talked about leaving Millie, but Olivia stopped him and told him what she promised to keep a secret, which was that Jerry, is that his name? Big Jerry raped Millie. I thought that was a lot to throw on him. What were your thoughts on that scene and how that went down?
It was long over. Like he really needed to know.
Yeah.
What I don't necessarily agree with. At this time, they still do not know that child really was his brother and not his son.
Well, they didn't say that. She didn't say that.
Millie, that's my point.
Well, Millie said is that she had the blood test, and she said that the child was Fitz and not Jerry.
Well, the place was paid off.
Right, but that was before they before she knew the results. But it was his child. Yeah, they paid it off, and I'm saying tonight. Well, the child was Fitz's child.
No, it wasn't.
It was. Millie said that tonight.
Oh, Millie said it, but remember, oh my goodness, I'm at a loss for names right now. But someone from Olivia's team paid the DNA place to say, he said it didn't match. This was last week. Remember, we didn't do this last week. He said it wasn't a match. She handed him money and said it was a match. So it was changed to be a match, to look like it was Fifth's son, but he's not.
Okay, that slipped past me. I thought that change was just for the news people, but that was the people that delivered the message to the family. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that was for everybody. Because there would be no
I
reason
see.
for her, when you think about it, it would be no reason for her to pay him and say it was a match. Because if it was already a match, it was just a match. I wouldn't have to pay him to change anything.
That's true.
You get what I'm saying?
That's true.
And he's dead now, so it's not going to matter.
Well, I mean, I think that would have been too much.
Oh, yes. It
Don't you
would
think?
have been. I mean, it was very overwhelming to him to hear that his father had raped his wife.
Yeah. I don't see how, of course, there's no way that you can leave somebody after that. I think it's good for the father that he's not alive.
I agree.
Yeah. That would have been, if there was ever a time for him to stand up, it would have been then. Yeah.
Well, I can actually
That's
see him
something else.
sympathizing with Millie now, because normally the looks he gives her is like a disgust. But I can see him
Right.
like really emotionally feeling her pain. And now
Yeah.
all of those things help him understand why she did what she did and, didn't want to have sex with him.
You can understand her better now.
I think so. I think he can understand her a lot better because now he knows what all went on.
And why it went on. Well, that's going to be interesting. It seems as if they are going to stay a couple. And
maybe.
make it through this.
Maybe. He sympathized with her, but when your heart is somewhere else, I can't,
So but Olivia already said that she wouldn't want to be with him if he left her knowing what he knows.
Okay, she can say one thing, but her heart.
Well, we'll get to that. But, in another bit of a turn, Olivia's mother shows up at the hospital while her father's still recovering from his knife injury. She said that she could have killed him if she wanted to. And she's been doing it all for him, and she has long been against the relationship, as her father is, with Olivia and Fitz.
Right.
It also came to be clear to me that she stabbed the father so Olivia would not go to that church, so she could blow the church up and Olivia not be in harm's way.
Indeed, she didn't want her. She loved her child, her only child.
That part is clear.
It's no question about that.
The mother, what motivates the mother? What motivates her to do the things that she's doing?
Apparently, it's the money. Money is the motive.
Well, I mean, I guess you're right, but it's I don't know. She does so much, and she gets into so much drama, and for this to all be motivated by money is just disheartening. But, huh?
I didn't. I was just laughing.
Yeah. Speaking of laughing, Huck and Quinn having sex in the office, blood still on the ground from the father, and them getting caught by some of the co-workers. I guess that was a long time coming, huh?
It's overdue. Clearly, they had a connection. They needed to get that off of their chest. They got it off their chest, and I thought they were going to continue, but, she messed up with her boo.
Yeah.
So he's done. And he's given her this envelope, and he told her that it won't work between her and Huck. Because
That's
of
true.
what's in
He
that
said
envelope.
that.
And he seems to be correct.
He said that. What he gave her was the address, the name and address to where his family resides, and she took Huck there. Tell me, did you think that when he found out ex-boyfriend, about Huck and Quinn, did you think that he would react in a way of trying to kill Huck?
No. What I really thought when I saw that envelope, I thought it was the address to where his wife and child was, but I thought that he was going to go there and kill them and Huck find them there.
God.
That's what I thought.
Oh, my God.
I mean, think about it. He is a killer, okay?
He's a killer, but what I saw was a man who was hurt. I think he really cared about Quinn, and he was hurt by this, and that was his grand finale, so to speak.
Yeah, well, I thought that he would do that so that Huck would see see his family there.
It actually seemed that he did Huck a favor, a big favor. So much so, Quinn was surprised when he said this is something that Huck wants more than anything. And it was
right.
that, and he of course was right. Huck did go there with her, but he was still torn about the whole thing. And told Quinn that he didn't want to see her anymore.
Oh, excuse me. I had to sneeze.
And it seems like he meant it.
Oh, he definitely meant it. He was looking so angry, but
yeah,
at the end, he was walking up to that door, so he was on his way to knock on that door.
Right, and he knocked on it. And he did eventually knock on the door after talking with Olivia. And it's good to see them reunited.
Maybe, because once again, we don't know what her reaction is going to be. She did open the door, but
she did open the door. The reaction is, I thought you were dead, and he says, I'm from the show Resurrection, and I'm back.
She didn't say anything. She didn't say anything, because she could say, well, where the hell have you been? It's a lot of things. It's a lot of ways that can go. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully we'll get a chance to see their process of patching things up and all that good stuff. One thing that did get a big reaction, though, was what was supposed to be the finishing speech for Fitz. The sign-off, but that turned into disaster. What were you expecting during this scene?
I don't know if you noticed my tweeted that it was a bomb in there. I thought it was going to be a bomb.
That's exactly what I thought.
Yes, I had
exactly
no idea.
What I thought.
I would never think that somebody would harm one of the kids. I just knew it was a bomb in their podium or something.
You gotta be pretty daggone low to stoop to the level of hurting one of the kids, but someone stooped to that level. The son ended up having some type of a seizure, blood coming out of his mouth, while his father is giving the speech live to the world. The son eventually died from his injuries in the hospital just, hours later, maybe even minutes later. Olivia has to make the announcement. She had a very telling conversation with Cyrus that I think is when she really realized that it was time for her to get out. Their conversation, I guess they were in the hospital, where they both admitted to the fact that they both were thinking only about the election, and people did not even come into their concern, really. She thought about the fact that we've now won the election with this death. Cyrus was willing to blow the church up with all the people inside. And he both, had stooped to such levels for the for the victory. What were your thoughts on this?
Well, I'm glad they both realize. They both need. I'm not sure if Cyrus realizes that he needs to get out. I'm not sure about him, but I'm glad that she realizes she needs to step back away from that whole scenery. She finally took her sneaky and conniving father's idea to get on the plane and get out of there.
I too am glad that she decided to do that. Now, I disagree with your analysis of her father, and I'm gonna get into that in the end. But what was interesting here, at the hospital, who comes into be a shoulder for the president in this moment but Olivia's father, who dislikes him tremendously, who vowed to get him back.
Mm-hmm.
Comes in and says, President, it was Maya Pope that did this. She's the one who killed your son. I can help you get her. I can get her for you. And of course, Fitz says, fine, what do you need from me? And of course, at that moment, I knew what he needed. He needed to be in charge of B613 again. Of course, no problem. You got that. And he went right back to work. Did that surprise you that moved in that way?
Once again, the sneaky and conniving Eli Pope, it didn't surprise me. Because yes, I am a father, and whatever. And you had plans all along. You had a goal all along. So none of that surprised me. I knew he was up to no good. Period. And he showed that. So you can disagree with me about this and all you want. But he
definitely showed. He definitely showed it. Pretty much everything was resolved. Fitz ended up winning the election, as was predicted. In a surprising turn of events to me, Olivia and Jake both left together.
Well, Jake really loves Olivia.
It seems like that.
He genuinely loves Olivia. But Olivia does not mind telling him, I'm in love with someone else. Because she is in love with Fitz, period. I think they're going to end up together somehow. I don't know how.
Well, I don't see how that can happen, but you may be right. I also think that Eli is going to kill Jake.
He's going to kill... Oh, yeah. Might. He
doesn't know that Jake's with his daughter.
Not at all.
And him and Jake have definitely had some run-ins, so I don't think that's going to be... I don't think that's going to end well for Jake. I understand that he's a big boy and he can handle himself, but I don't know about that. So we'll have to see how that goes. David also, in another thing that counts against the lifespan of Jake, David received some information from Jake on B613.
Yeah.
A lot of it, actually.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it. Huck went back to his family. Maya Pope was, it was reported to the president that she was killed, but she was actually taken and thrown in the hole at B613.
Yeah.
Also, her accomplice was killed, and Harris.
Yeah. By the awesome Eli Pope.
Yeah. So Eli Pope, definitely the winner of Scandal, and I have to commend him for a plan coming together. He said he was going to do something, and he damn well did it. And in the end, he's in a better position.
You're saying he gets kudos?
he gets kudos from me. He gets kudos from me because this
Had
man.
someone's child killed?
Listen, that's collateral damage. As he said, he took my
What?
child, I took his. Collateral damage. I would have done the same thing in the same situation.
He didn't take his child.
What do you mean he
Olivia is
didn't
a
take
grown
his child?
woman who wanted to humble the president.
Yes. Now,
He
as
didn't
much, I
Go ahead.
disagree with that. As much as the mother is a crazy psycho, the things that she said are true from the standpoint throw her away when he does not want her, their help, all that stuff is true. They're well paid, but it's true.
But when did he ever throw her away?
She's still been of use to him.
Well, we'll just agree to disagree. Because Eli Pope is, I can find some other words, but I won't use those words.
Eli Pope is the man. He is the puppet master. He's the smartest one. He might be the smartest one on the show.
He's no Victor Newman. And I'm sure someone listening knows who Victor Newman is. Okay?
I know who Victor Newman is too. But I don't know if Victor Newman had people killed. Did he?
Victor Newman would not discuss that, so neither would I.
Okay.
No.
But such is life. If the show had to end now, the show did not come back at all, you would be upset, true?
Yes, because is Harrison actually dead, or where is Harrison?
Harrison's dead. You wrap that up. Harrison's dead.
They're gonna keep us in suspense because he's.
If that's all you care about is Harrison,
problems.
then.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Can this show go a season without Olivia Pope?
I don't think it can go an entire season because
Can
right
she
now
be
it looks
away
like she's
somewhere
coming out of
like-
the country.
So can she be away somewhere like Florida Evans was on Good Times when she was, driving a bus in California somewhere and called in every now and then?
I'm not old enough for that show. So, anyway.
No, you see Good Times. It's in syndication.
I think she can be gone for a little while, but she still needs to show up on the show. A lot of people watch it for Olivia and how she, handles business.
Absolutely.
But I do think she's coming back.
You think she's coming back? You think the show's coming back, and you think she's coming back?
I know the show is coming back. I believe she's definitely coming back because we need to see if she ends up with Fitz, if things work with her and Jake, Harrison, thing with Huck. I think everything is just.
Harrison's dead. What is wrong with you? Get over it, everybody. I don't know why you don't want him to be dead. You want to talk about a monster. You want to talk about a piece of garbage. And that's how he's been acting as of lately. So.
Only 2 black men on the show. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, there'll be others. So, There's also another black person on the show. Cyrus Child is black. So there you go.
You are terrible.
Some people have black friends. He has a black child. So.
Well, listen, one that is likable. A lot of people don't like Eli Pope, okay?
I do.
But we love Harrison.
I don't. I do like his jackets. He wears some nice jackets sometimes, but he never puts the collars down. He always flips the collars up. But, such his life. He's gone, though.
God. Okay,
he's sleeping with the fishes.
Okay. He's in a hole.
I
want him to be in a hole.
Here's the thing. There's no need to save him. There's no need for him to be in a hole. There's no more information that he can provide that they need.
Okay. The executive producer of Scandal.
Well, there you have it. Any final thoughts on the season finale, season 3 of Scandal?
I think we pretty much said everything. I'm just looking forward to next season. in what all goes down.
Absolutely. Well, if there is a next season, we will be back. If not, we've definitely enjoyed talking to you guys about Scandal, ABC's hit series Scandal. We will see you guys next time.
If you're listening to us on iTunes or Stitcher Radio, please take a moment to give us a 5-star rating or review. We love the feedback. If you're on YouTube, click the like button. Here at Ustream Radio, we bring you exciting programming absolutely free of charge. Log on to ustreamradio.com today. Thank you for listening, y'all.